Hello, my friend. It is your boy, Steve. And Steve has been listening to a lot of Def Leppard lately. So today, we're going to be talking about these guys, Def Leppard. One of the best bands for rock in the world, if you ask some people. I don't think that they're the best band in the world, but they're up there. Not my favorite, but I absolutely love them, and I love their music. On their first 4 albums, if you eliminate the first album, because I only like 3 songs on it, their second, third, and fourth albums were pristine records. And I'm going to talk about it coming up.
Made in the USA.
Not exactly sure how that happened all of a sudden. I just got infatuated with Mutt Lange's production, and I've been working on a lot of rock songs. And I want a song that talks about rock and roll or rocking out. And one of the best bands I think to ever do that is Def Leppard, because they had Rock Rock Till You Drop and Rock of Ages. I mean, those are 2 anthematic songs that sing about rock. And I put that up on my social media that I'm trying to write a rock song singing about rock. I don't think anybody did it better than Def. Well, April Wine had I Like to Rock, and Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, and I Want to Rock, and there's plenty of them. But at the end of the day, these guys were kind of the masters of that. So what is my history with Def Leppard? Okay, I'm old. When I was a kid, young kid, I believe I was in 8th grade, 7th grade, somewhere around there, MTV came out in 1981. And who had videos on in 1981? Not that many people, mostly Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart had a lot of videos because they weren't called music videos back then. They were called promotional clips. And Rod Stewart made a whole bunch, so he didn't have to be on TV that often. He would just send over a promotional clip for his new song, like Young Turks or something. I wasn't really that into Rod Stewart. I mean, he's great and all, but I mean, whatever. So we did not have cable TV because my parents found out that in 1981, they had this thing called porn. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on the internet, so I'll say it, corn. And it was really fuzzy and blurry, and I figured out how to look at that. I think my parents got wise to that, and they got rid of our cable TV. And then about not even a month later, MTV launched. Yeah, so I missed out on that. However, my neighbor at the end of the street, he's kind of a weird guy, very strange guy, but that's all right because they had cable TV. And every day after school, we take the bus home and walk to his house and rock out. And man, they had a big wide variety. I think everyone that's my age, around my age, remembers, it was glued to MTV, by the way, remembers the videos of the day, and all of a sudden the song comes on. I'm pretty sure it was either High and Dry or Let It Go that I heard. Let It Go. I'm pretty sure it was Let It Go. It was 1981. It was brand new. And there was nothing to it. It was just a band playing, performing, rocking out. It wasn't like no storyline or anything. It was just this band rocking out. And I was like, who is that? Oh my gosh. And this drummer, he had on nothing but British flag shorts, and he was rocking out. And this band was amazing. I was like, I was just enthralled with them. And that was my introduction to Def Leppard. So I went out and got this record. Actually, I didn't run out and buy it. I was visiting my grandma, and I went to Kmart, which is a department store that is no more. And for those of us not in the USA, it was pretty popular. Everybody had a Kmart. Anyway, so I went to the back of the store, and I picked out this record, and I bought it. I was very happy. I took it, and I played it on my grandparents' big home entertainment system thingy, which we all had here in the States, a gigantic piece of furniture. And they didn't like it. It's okay, though. My grandma was really cool about music. She's like, oh, just because we don't like it, honey, doesn't mean you can't like it. And that's great that you like it, and you're so interested in music. And she was always so supportive. I loved my Nana. Anyway, so I'm sitting here looking at the back cover of these guys, and I was just thinking, I was just obsessed with them. I tried to learn as much as I could about them. I heard that Billy Squire's coming, and everybody wanted to go see Billy Squire. Not because of Billy Squire. This is 1982, mind you. And the band opening up was Def Leppard. Everybody went to see Def Leppard at that show. Everybody had Def Leppard t-shirts on the next day when we all took the bus to school. It's like, oh, you saw Def Leppard? Like, oh my gosh, they're amazing. How's Billy Squire? I don't know, we left. But I did talk to some people that stayed to see Billy Squire. They're like, yeah, it was all right. But Def Leppard, oh my gosh, Def Leppard. They were amazing back then. They were everything. They were on everybody's lips. So what is the difference between these two albums? Now, these two albums were purchased for me and gifted to me by one of my best friends ever. We've been friends since 1983, okay? It's been a while. And she knows how much I love Def Leppard. And so she got me 2 copies of High and Dry. Why High and Dry? Why are there 2 copies? Because this is the original pressing. There's a first pressing. That sounds great. I love it. And this is the reissue because their next album, Pyromania, sold so well that they had to re-release this with a couple extra songs. So the 2 extra songs were a B-side that they did not include on the first album called Me and My Wine, which is a great song. This is actually a remix of Me and My Wine. So it's got Me and My Wine, which is a remix, and it has another remix of, where is it? Bringing on the Heartbreak, okay, which opens up side 2. And these were both remixed in February of 1984, it says. So probably remixed by Mutt Lange. Remixes by Robert John Mutt Lange. I was right, in February 1984. If you don't know who Mutt Lange is, please look it up. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. Maybe I'll do a piece on him. He's probably the best. Not the best. I can't say the best. He is one of the most influential producers of all time. I mean, he married Shania Twain in the 90s, as everyone knows, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he didn't just do Def Leppard. He did everybody. Believe me, everybody. Anyway, thus the 2 copies of High and Dry. Now, I do not have their first album, On Through the Night, which came out in 1980. And why? Because, well, Mutt Lange wasn't their producer yet. And Mutt Lange got turned on to them by hearing On Through the Night and then reached out to them. And there's only 3 songs I like on it. It's not that great after those 3 songs. So the 3 songs that I like on Through the Night are Hello America, Wasted, which was their first radio song. You know, they played it out on the radio quite a bit. It was a great song. It's a rockin' song. One of the most rockin' songs I think they've got, honestly, is Wasted. And Rock Brigade, which was their original name. Let's give you a track by track real quick. I'm not going to do the album with the remixes. This is the original pressing. High and Dry, Saturday Night. That was it. It was either that or Let It Go that turned me on to them, but they played them both quite a bit on MTV, and I knew I had to have this album. High and Dry, Saturday Night, that's one of my favorite songs of theirs. You Got Me Running, good song. Let It Go, yeah, that was it. I think that was the very first song I heard of theirs, I think. Another Hit and Runs, great song. Lady Strange, good song. On Through the Night, which they did not have on their first album. It was a leftover song, and then they released it on this one. And then Mirror, Mirror, Look in My Eyes, good song. No, No, No is awesome because it is the last song on the second side, and the run-out groove is just Joe Elliott going, no, 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 no. And it goes on forever. Forever, because you have to go up and lift up the needle. Otherwise, it's no, no, no. It's really funny. And then, of course, Bringing on the Heartbreak and Switch 625. Now, Pete Willis is the guy that got fired. That's this guy here. Can you see? Here we go. Because I hear he was drinking too much, which is kind of funny because I all drink a lot. Kind of like Dave Mustaine got fired from Metallica because he was drinking too much. Those guys were all alcoholics. Okay? But whatever. He was getting sloppy, but they found another guitarist from a band called Girl named Phil Collen, who is a remarkable guitarist. So him and Steve were the 2 guys, man, and they were rocking out. They're 2 great guitarists. Now, I remember in 1983, I was walking to the bus stop, and my buddy comes up. We had Walkmans back then. He says, oh my gosh, I just taped this off the radio last night. This is the new Def Leppard song. I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear it. He says, yeah, check this out. He says, but it's kind of commercial. And he played Photograph. And her photograph, I don't want your photograph. I was like, no, that's not my favorite band. No, it's too commercial. Of course, it went on to be a great album, and I love that song now. My favorite album is going to be High and Dry. Their best album, I think, overall is this one. And the reason I have two copies is this is an original from 1983 copy, and it is beat. It's kind of beat up. It's old. I mean, after the third time I listened to it, I was like, nope, this is one of my favorite albums. I have to have this. I've got this stuff on CD, but I don't really listen to CDs much anymore. I'm all about this stuff. So I got the Abbey Road remaster, Abbey Road Studios half-speed mastering, and it sounds phenomenal. Miles Showell is the name of the man that did the half-speed mastering at Abbey Road Studios. He is the guy in England for half-speed mastering or mastering of vinyl records. He's at Abbey Road Studios, obviously, and I actually am pretty familiar with him. Yeah, I'm a vinyl nerd. Get over it. His equipment is some of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. He's got this arsenal of analog equipment. He's got this one equalizer handmade by a guy in Virginia. He says it's made like in his kitchen on a cabinet. He says that this guy doesn't have an email. He never answers the phone, almost impossible to reach, but he makes some of the best, probably the best equalizer in the world. It's very old school looking with, pots and not sliders. It's cool. But anyway, that's his EQ. And then he has this, he has a tube compressor that's one of the best in the world. He says he paid a ridiculous amount of money for it. And it takes 88 man hours to make this thing, this one piece of gear. It's just like Spinal Tap, like Nigel. It's just, don't even look at it. Don't touch it. Don't look at it even. He doesn't let anybody touch it. But that's the reason I'm rambling on, is because he really took a lot of time to do the half-speed mastering on this. And it's a painstaking process. And the results are incredible. This album sounds so good. Oh my gosh, it sounds better than the CD. I brought the CD out, dusted it off. I've got a good CD player too. I got a good system. I compared the two. This blows it away. Blows it away. The stereo separation, that 3D imaging practically of, I can go on and on about the sound quality. I could not believe how much better this sounds than the original pressing or the CD. It's great. So tracks on this: Rock Till You Drop, Photograph, of course. That was a big, huge breakthrough hit. If you didn't know who Def Leppard was, you definitely did after Photograph. Rock Till You Drop is one of my favorite rock songs when you sing about rocking. Stage Fright, it wasn't a big hit. It wasn't even a hit at all. I think that's my favorite song on the album. It's a hard rock, upbeat song, and then the chorus is nice and smooth, a lot of harmonies that goes back into rock, and it's great. Too Late for Love, oh man, what a fun song. I can't believe they didn't make a music video for that song. They only made 3 videos for this album, actually. They made Rock Till You Drop, Photograph, and Foolin'. So let's go back to side 1. So Too Late for Love, they should have made a video for that, in my opinion. And then the last song is Die Hard the Hunter, which is good. Not my favorite, but it's good. Foolin', everybody knows that song. It kicks off side 2, great song. Rock of Ages, Untak lieben, Glauten, Globen. Okay, why did they do that at the start of the song? That is Mutt Lange goofing off in the studio. He would always count it off some way weird, like Istu Pakuta Matia, and they would all just laugh so hard that sometimes they couldn't even laugh, and they would miss the start of the song, and then they just put it on the album, and that's him. That's his voice. Mutt Lange being silly like that. That is good old Rock of Ages. That's the other great song, just singing about rocking out. I love it. Come On Under Fire, good song. Not my favorite, but I like it. Good song. Action Not Words, same thing. Pretty good. Billy's Got a Gun. Now that is the Run Out Groove song, okay? It's a decent song. It's a good song. But it has this weird boom, boom, that goes on forever. At the end, I'm just like, no, did on the High and Dry. Great album. Love it. This is my favorite album of theirs. I've decided, not that version. This version with Miles Showell on it. Okay. Which takes us to The Long Gap. So 1983, there was a big album. And then in 1984, Rick Allen, drummer, Corvette, accident, lost his arm, had to walk to a house with one arm. And they called an ambulance. And, some of you are familiar with the story. Some of you are not. What are they going to do? They don't have a drummer now. And they were going to break up. And Mutt Lange was like, no, you can't break up. You guys are the hottest band in the world right now. And blah, blah, blah. So it took him 4 long years. 4 long years. But as many people know, some of you don't, he had to relearn completely how to play drums. He had a custom drum set made with some shark pedals, these foot pedals. One of them he assigned to the snare, so he could play the snare. And then, it's really cool. I've seen him in concert. He does a drum solo, and it's just him with his 3 units. He sounds great. I love Rick Allen. And they came back, and man, they took the world over with this puppy right here. Now, a lot of Def Leppard people are like, well, it's too commercial. It's not metal. It's not rock. It's great. This is my wife's favorite album and most people's favorite Def Leppard album. It's really good. I mean, come on. These guys were on top of the world at the time, sold like crazy, and there isn't really a bad song on here. And this has got to be most people's favorite Def Leppard album. It's not mine, but I have to give them props for making just an amazing album, them and Mutt. I can see this being like a lot of Mutt Lange. So what do we got? Women. Good song. Everybody knows it. Animal. That's one of my favorite songs on here. And so Women, Rocket, and Animal is side 1. Because remember, this is 2 records because it's a long album. And it fit nicely on a CD, but you had to have two of the vinyls, to fit all these songs on there. So there's about 3 songs per side. So side 1 is Women, Rocket, and Animal. That's a great side to just put on and keep playing those 3 songs over and over again. Side 2, Love Bites. That's a lot of people's favorite song. Pour Some Sugar on Me. I am so tired of that song. I've been a DJ since I was 14, like a professional DJ since I was 16, actually. And I've had to play that song. That's the one Def Leppard song I have to play all the time. If somebody asks for Def Leppard, and I was like, all right, Pour Some Sugar on Me because everyone knows it. Armageddon It, really getting it. Good song. Not my favorite, but everyone loves it. So, and they had so many hits on this album. Side 3, Gods of War. That's a really good song. Don't Shoot Shotgun. I love that song. And Run Riot. That's another great song. And those were their non-hits. Side 4, Hysteria. Yeah, that's probably everybody's favorites. Well, my wife and I, that's our favorite song. It goes, I have no idea what he said. I know what he says now, but we always make fun of Joe Elliott. And no idea what he's saying, but we do. And that's Hysteria. Excitable, which is a good song. Love and Affection, which is a good song. Again, not hits, but it's great. Plus, on Hysteria, he goes, come on, Steve. Talking about Steve Clark, of course, Steamin' Steve Clark. And everybody looks at me at that point and goes, come on, Steve, in the car or in the living room or wherever we happen to be listening to this. Thank you for letting me rant about Def Leppard. I think that they're one of the best rock bands in the world. Are they my favorite? No. Have I seen them live? Yeah, a couple times. They're great. They were a major influence on me at a young age. And I'm not saying I wouldn't be a musician today if it wasn't for them. However, I have to admit that they are one of the key factors. I just got obsessed with the Pyromania remaster, and I've been listening to it over and over and over. It's a really, really good sounding album. The sound quality on it is just top tier. So that's the 40th anniversary edition. It came out in 2023. It's not anything brand new. Came out in 1983, so 2023, 30 years later. Actually, 40 years later. Hello, what am I saying? Duh, can't do math. I highly recommend it. If you're a vinyl person and you don't have Pyromania, you should get it. It sounds fantastic. Thanks for letting me rant. If you like listening to me jabber like this, please like this video. Please subscribe to the video. It really helps out the algorithms, helps this channel grow. Appreciate you. Love you. Until next time, be cool and keep rocking.